Connected by ProjectWise, Chapter 1. In a global economy short on skills and long on innovation, project teams are rapidly adopting software to help improve collaboration. Without the right tools, teams are disconnected and then struggle to effectively manage reference files, find files quickly, and collaborate with others across all projects. Are you looking for a better way to increase productivity, reduce cost, and improve collaboration? What if I promised you that ProjectWise software could help connect people and information across project teams to reduce rework, improve quality, and meet project deadlines? Would you be interested? Give me 6 minutes to prove it. Let's start by comparing what you use today, Windows Explorer, and the alternative ProjectWise Explorer. And let's keep score. The look and feel is both familiar and simple. Menus and toolbars across the top, drives and folders on the left, and files on the right. And working your way through the folder to open a file takes just a few clicks. It's clear then, what you do today and what you could do tomorrow need not unbalance your comfort zone. But what we didn't show you is the additional benefits gained inside of a ProjectWise environment. We didn't show you the added value of recording that interaction history permanently within ProjectWise, making it easy to see who did what and when they did it. You don't get that with Windows, however you do with ProjectWise. From independent reports, we do know that this audit capability provides valuable insight into project workflow and can save project teams an average of $4,000 per person per year. How you work in Windows can be the way you work in ProjectWise, only better. No process change means no discomfort for users. No major training issues means no additional overhead for support. Complete insight into who did what and when means complete control for project leaders. What about renaming files? That's normally very easy in Windows, and the same can be true for ProjectWise. I simply right-click on a file, choose a rename option, and type, hitting enter when done. There's no process change here. But I skipped over the pitfalls. In Windows Explorer, the rename files are effectively missing in action. Look at this design file. The file that was renamed cannot be found. That's a bad thing. Now data is missing. Whereas in ProjectWise Explorer, the renamed files continue to play nicely as good reference citizens. Even though the name has been changed, ProjectWise still locates the file and displays its contents as it did before. That's a good thing. No data is missing here. But what do you care? Well, research shows that these broken references and the team's lost productivity will add up to an average of 20 hours per person per year. Can you afford to leave that money on the table? Can you afford not to get connected? Again, how you work in Windows can be the way you work in ProjectWise, only better. Meet project deadlines, avoid project penalties, and increase productivity. It's also business as usual when moving and copying files. For each environment, it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. 1. Select the files. 2. Drag them to the new location. And 3. Drop them. Life doesn't get much simpler than that. Or does it? In Windows Explorer, we didn't show you that moving files around, like the rename example, can also lead to broken reference links and low productivity. Whereas in ProjectWise Explorer, the references are fully managed, and moving files around from one folder to another has no adverse effect on the file's relationships. Remember, these broken references will cost your average 25-person firm 500 hours per year. Better still, directly in ProjectWise, I can look at any CAD file and learn how many other files reference it. Or I can find out which files are referenced to it. A real benefit when changing one file means replotting a bunch of others. And so you see, as promised, ProjectWise can help your team increase productivity and reduce costs throughout your projects. Now let's compare Windows and ProjectWise for finding files. It's often reported that 40% of an engineer's time is hunting for and validating engineering models, drawings, documents, and other content. Is that true for you? In both Windows Explorer and ProjectWise Explorer, I can find files by name, by extension, or by searching on a date a file was last modified. I can even use a search tool to look inside a file for a specific word or phrase. Sadly though, Windows again falls short when compared to ProjectWise, Windows can't search inside a CAD file for a text string. It just doesn't have the capability. In effect, Windows is blind to your CAD content. Whereas in this regard, ProjectWise's vision is 2020, enabling you to search for and, more importantly, find the specific words or phrases inside of AutoCAD or MicroStation files. So yet again, where Windows Explorer falls short, ProjectWise Explorer comes up trumps. But it gets better. Research shows that each ProjectWise user will reduce the amount of time they spend searching for CAD files by almost 2 whole days every year. 2 whole days. Not bad. That leaves you more time to focus on your own core competencies and, simply put, get the job done. That's another savings to add to those already highlighted and a bunch more that I haven't even covered. Added together, they represent an average of 15% of a person's annual costs. So what do you think? Like what you see? Well, the benefits don't stop there. Yes, ProjectWise software is used to connect people and information across project teams. But you didn't know that it's the only collaboration system to deliver an integrated suite of desktop and server software for engineering content management, content publishing, and design review. And did you know it's the only collaboration system to provide users with choices for online or on-premise access and deployment to ensure it's the right fit for all organizations? Well, if you didn't before, you do now. For more information, please visit our website.
Sorry. Okay, look, that was just a taste, as I said, just really what you're seeing there is just the very first end of that first grade block. As I mentioned, there's 3 key components to what ProjectWise actually does, and that's content management, the publishing, and the design review. I really wanted to show that just because a lot of the feedback we get is a bit of, not fear, but it's like, how are the users going to react? It's another thing we're implementing. If you're putting BIM in, if you're putting in Bentley architecture or Graphisoft or Revit, how are they going to react to yet another thing to put in? And we've done a lot of work to make sure that it works within an environment that they should be fairly intuitive with. So once that's set up and in place, then it's not going to be the least bit onerous for them. It'll just become part of the workflow. And it's really important to remember in the collaboration side of it that what you're looking at works either internally or across companies. So all that data sharing, data format, how you save, is designed to work on a specific project across different companies. So everybody can see the same thing. Yes, there's security protocols in place. Yes, your own IP, etc., your own data can be sort of ring-fenced. But generally, when you're working on a project and you want to share data, that's what it's designed to do. So it doesn't really matter if it's internal or external, it's the same process. And I think that's important, particularly following John's presentation, where collaboration between companies for BIM is going to be the way of the future. That's what we're all sort of really trying to work towards. When you start talking ProjectWise to clients, what actually happens is a lot of people look at it and think, we need this to collaborate outside, but you actually have to get your own house in order first. And you actually have to get your own place sort of humming in the right file formats, the way you save files, etc. Now, a lot of people believe they do that well, and probably do, but it's a way of doing a protocol that is open to other parties as well. Okay. Very quickly, just some of the names, and this is once again by no means exhaustive, but just some of the names here. Obviously the Bentley products you can see up here, Microsoft Office, AutoCAD Civil 3D, MEP, AutoCAD particularly, Revit, also all flavours of Revit are available for use in ProjectWise. And if you remember the last point that the AVI was making, that the video was making, absolutely critical. The key to ProjectWise can actually interrogate the data within those files. So all these files here, if you find a piece of data in there that you want to know about, you can do it through ProjectWise. Okay. So just as a quick wrap up, and this is a bit of our chart, but I won't take you through every detail. There's some names at the top of here that you can see across running horizontally, which are what we would consider competitors, but in some ways different clients use them for different reasons. So SharePoint is up there. Is it a direct competitor? Because ProjectWise works with SharePoint. yes and no, but people do use it for a variety of ways of saving data. So if you look at the functionality of the different programs, we've got Vault, Newformer, Aconex, which is getting quite common now, SharePoint, FileNet, etc. Really what we're seeing is that ProjectWise is designed specifically for the workflow that we're all using at the moment. So content publishing we haven't really touched on today, and I'm happy to take anybody through what that entails after the presentation. Closed loop project review, so a lot of things that you use to in design review is part of ProjectWise as well. Okay. So the three key areas that we see ProjectWise working in terms of content management, publishing, and design review, we believe in terms of what the competitors are offering, that it does the full job, and in as open way as possible. Okay, as I said, we'll probably keep question and answers to after the session, but I really appreciate everyone's time here today. We're excited about this opportunity here with Atlas. It's great to see everyone turn up, and I will pass back to Matt. So thank you.